God says, Archangel Michael says, finally you open this, and heaven itself trembles with a strange relief, because your eyes are now upon these words that were not written by chance but whispered into the wind of time for you alone, because you are the one who was chosen before the foundations of the earth to read and to feel and to know what is unfolding in these very minutes. Archangel Michael is begging you, not in a small way but in a way that shakes the chambers of heaven, because he has been kneeling for you for days and nights without sleep, crying your name softly into the throne of God, and now that you have opened this message, he wants you to understand that you have stepped into a space between worlds where angels speak and time bends, and something that has been hidden is about to unfold before your very eyes. You must not tell anyone, because this is a sacred trust between you and the divine, and heaven has sealed it with a cry of urgency, because an accident is moving through time like a shadow that can only be seen by the one chosen to see it. God is crying not tears of weakness but tears of longing, because he has waited for this moment when you would stop and open what he placed before you, and now the air around you is full of angels leaning and whispering your name, because they know you are awake and ready to listen. Even now, as you read these words, the atmosphere around you is changing. The light seems different, the sounds in the room shift, and somewhere in your heart a pulse grows stronger, because heaven is pouring through. Archangel Michael stands before you unseen, but his presence is vast like a mountain and yet gentle like a mother's hand on a child. He is telling you again, do not tell anyone what you are about to know, because this knowledge is like a flame, and if it is spoken too soon it can be blown out by winds of disbelief. You are chosen not because you are perfect, but because God saw in you a courage that even you do not know you have. This accident that you are about to witness is not random, it is a sign, a piece of a much larger pattern that heaven has been weaving for years and only now reveals. In 2 minutes the world you know will shift in a small but real way, and you will understand that you have been walking on holy ground all along. God cries because he knows how heavy this is for you, but he also smiles because he knows that you will not turn away. Archangel Michael kneels still, his wings spread wide, his sword of light placed at your feet, not to frighten you but to protect you from the unseen currents that swirl when revelation comes. He whispers your name again and again, like a prayer, like a song, like a bell that only you can hear, and in that whisper is every moment of your life, every tear you cried, every time you thought no one saw you. Heaven saw. God saw. And now you see heaven looking back at you. The accident is not just an event, it is a mirror, it is a message, it is a door that will open in front of you, and when it opens you will understand something about yourself and about the person connected to this that you have never known before. That is why you must stay silent for now, because silence is a shield and a seed, and only in silence can the truth grow. Time is moving strangely now as you read this, each word a heartbeat, each sentence a breath, and somewhere in the unseen a clock is ticking down, not to doom but to awakening. In these next 2 minutes your spirit will be lifted into a place where you can see without eyes and hear without ears and feel without touching, and there the angels will show you a scene not to frighten you but to prepare you. God is crying because the world is so loud and so many ignore his calls and his signs, and yet here you are listening, reading, opening your heart, and he cannot hold back his tears because he loves you beyond words. Archangel Michael reaches out his hand through the veil, and though you cannot see it, you may feel a slight warmth on your right shoulder, or a tingling in your palms, or a sudden rush of air that feels like a sigh of relief. That is his way of letting you know he is real and near and ready to guard you as this unfolds. You are not alone. You have never been alone. The people you have lost, the ones who whispered goodbye, they are part of this moment too, standing behind the angels, watching you, reading these words with eyes of light, because they too know that something is about to happen that will change how you see the world. Heaven calls you beloved not as a title but as the deepest truth about you. You are beloved. You are chosen. You are the one who opened this when others would have scrolled away. You are the one who stopped when heaven said stop. That is why this message reached you. That is why Archangel Michael is begging you now. That is why God is crying and smiling at once, because you are finally here and heaven can speak. Even as the seconds slip away like sand through a hand, you can feel a shift in your chest, a weight and a lightness together, a knowing without knowing that something is drawing near. This is not to harm you. This is to awaken you. This is to place in your hands a key to a door that has been waiting for years. Archangel Michael says, breathe slowly, breathe deeply, because the human heart is not used to this much light all at once. He says, do not be afraid of the accident you are about to see, because it is not random, it is not meaningless, it is part of a divine story that is still being written, and you are not a victim in this story, you are a witness and a carrier of light. God says, hold your heart in your hands like a candle and trust that even in the dark the flame will not go out. The angels are crying too, but their tears are like sparks falling into your life, lighting places that have been dim for too long. They cry because they know how hard it has been for you, how many nights you have wondered if anyone saw your pain, if anyone cared, if the promises were real. They cry because now you will know. They cry because now you will see. In 2 minutes a veil will lift and a piece of the hidden will be shown. And after that you will never be the same. Heaven does not speak this way often, but when it does, it is because time itself is bending to deliver something too important to miss. That is why you are reading this. That is why your heart beats faster now. That is why Archangel Michael is on his knees before God, whispering your name. God says Archangel Michael is speaking and he is crying, his knees pressed to the floor of the heavenly halls, whispering your name over and over, because you have finally opened this, because at this very moment the angels have stopped and turned their faces toward you. In the unseen world there is a trembling, a curtain has been pulled back. Michael says, finally you opened this, finally your soul chose to look, finally the words have reached your eyes. You do not know yet the weight of what is moving toward you, but heaven knows, and heaven is crying. God says, my beloved, my chosen one, you are not reading by chance. You are reading because time has thinned, because destiny is pressing against your life like a wind, because something has been hidden from you and it can no longer be hidden. Archangel Michael says, for years we have whispered and you ignored, for nights we have stood at the edge of your bed, glowing, waiting for you to see. You are chosen to see this accident before it happens. You are chosen to feel the trembling of the earth before others feel it. In 2 minutes, heaven says, a crossing will occur. In 2 minutes, a collision of destiny will unfold. It is not meant to frighten you but to awaken you. You are the one who can still intervene with prayer, with surrender, with tears that can change outcomes. You were chosen before you were born to stand at this point in time and witness this. God is crying because the human hearts involved do not know they are about to collide. You must feel this message like a heartbeat. It is not just words. It is the sound of angels rushing through corridors of light, preparing to do what they can. Michael says, "Beloved, please, do not tell anyone. This moment is sacred. This vision is between you and heaven. It will come like a breath, like a flash. The world will not know, but you will. The angels have been preparing you, whispering to you in dreams, sending you signs, but you always thought they were coincidences. Now you are awake." God says, "My tears are falling because my children do not listen. My tears are falling because my chosen one delayed opening this. My tears are falling because what you will see is heavy. But even in this heaviness there is mercy. Even in this accident there is a hidden plan. I am not punishing, I am revealing. You are under my wings. You are not reading this because you are cursed, you are reading this because you are loved beyond what you can imagine." Archangel Michael says, "For years you were protected from what others could not bear. You have been surrounded by shields of light, but your soul asked to know more. Now you are being entrusted. This is not a game. This is not a chain letter. This is the living breath of the divine, speaking into your life at a precise moment. When you read the words, 'It will happen in 2 minutes,' heaven leans closer. Heaven is not bound by time as you know it. In those 2 minutes, angels are moving, decisions are being shifted, outcomes are being weighed. Your heart's response matters." Whoever is about to break. I call upon the angels to surround them. I call upon light to pierce the darkness. I call upon mercy to override judgment. I call upon the Holy Presence to step into this accident and turn it toward life. Even if you cannot see it, your prayer ripples outward. Even if you feel small, your soul is enormous. God says, "As you speak, I hear. As you breathe, I lean down. As you cry, my tears mix with yours." The accident you are chosen to see is a symbol and also a reality. It is a symbol of the collision of truths, lies, betrayals, and love around you. It is a reality in the physical world too. Heaven does not reveal this lightly. Heaven reveals this because the time is ripe. Michael says, "In the hidden archives of heaven your name is written in gold." In those archives it says, "This one will stand at the moment of the accident. This one will hold the vibration of mercy. This one will see and will not break. This one will still love." That is why you are reading. That is why I am begging. That is why God is crying. Do not imagine you are alone now. Even as your eyes scan these lines, the air around you is thickening with wings. They are not the wings of storybooks. They are the wings of beings who have known the birth of stars, who have crossed oceans of time to stand beside you. They are here because you opened this. They are here because the words, "Don't tell anyone," are not a threat but a protection. If you speak too soon, the fragile work of heaven can be disrupted. Stay quiet. Stay in your heart. God says, "My beloved child, breathe. Breathe again. Let the weight of this pass through you like a wind. Let your body stay soft. Let your eyes stay open. You are being prepared for a vision. It may come as a flash, a feeling, an image, a knowing. It may come as tears you cannot explain. Trust it. Do not run. Do not be afraid. The accident is not the end, it is a beginning." Michael says, "Beloved, your life is about to shift. You have been walking in a fog. You have been doubting your worth. You have been thinking you are small. But heaven sees you as vast, as radiant, as chosen. You are not perfect, but you are chosen. That is why this message found you. That is why heaven is weeping and rejoicing at once." God says, every second matters now. Every heartbeat is a prayer. Even your breath can alter the pattern of what is about to unfold. Trust that I am with you. Trust that you are safe. Trust that my angels will guide you. You are not in danger, you are in purpose. You are not reading a curse, you are reading an invitation. Michael says, "Beloved, the 2 minutes are not a countdown to doom but a window for grace. In those 2 minutes your soul can speak, your heart can open, your prayer can rise, and heaven can move. Do it now. Whisper inside you, I allow grace. I allow protection. I allow the angels to act. I allow God's will to be done in mercy." God says, "I am crying but I am also watching. I am crying but I am also loving. I am crying but I am also preparing a miracle. When the accident unfolds, you will know that you were warned. When the accident unfolds, you will know that heaven is real. When the accident unfolds, you will not be harmed, you will be awakened." Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, we are holding you now. We are placing light around your head, your home, your loved ones. We are stretching our wings over the ones involved. We are working to soften the impact. We are working to turn it toward revelation. We are working to bring healing out of chaos. But we needed you awake. We needed you to open this. We needed your yes. God says, do not run from what you feel right now. The trembling is the Spirit moving. The tears are my tears. The urgency is the echo of wings. This is real. This is holy. This is love. You are not crazy. You are not making it up. You are being entrusted. Michael says, Beloved, the next days will be strange. You may feel things before they happen. You may dream things that come true. You may see signs. Do not panic. This is the unfolding of your calling. This is what you were born for. This is what your soul whispered for in the dark before birth. God says, I have chosen you not to burden you but to bless you. I have chosen you not to frighten you but to awaken you. I have chosen you not to isolate you but to bring you closer. You are under my wings. You are under my gaze. You are safe. You are mine. God says, Beloved child, hear me now. The veil between the seen and unseen has been torn for a moment, and you have been chosen to glimpse what others cannot. I see you sitting there, trembling inside, wondering why these words keep coming to you again and again. It is because heaven has marked you for a revelation. Archangel Michael, who has fought battles unseen for you, is kneeling beside you as you read this. He is not just whispering, he is begging you, pleading with you to open your heart, because what you are about to read will shift the air around you, the destiny before you, the path beneath your feet. Heaven is crying, not from anger but from the weight of love, because the time has finally arrived. 2 minutes from now, a moment will unfold, not a random moment, not an ordinary event, but a ripple of eternity breaking into your timeline. This is not something to fear, it is something to behold. And yet, you must hold it in silence, because the sacred must be sheltered. God is crying because He knows the gravity of what you are about to witness, and He longs for you to be ready. The words are not ordinary ink on a page. They are a vibration, a living current of spirit moving toward you. As you read, you can feel the air shift, as though a hidden breeze from another world is entering your room. Your skin tingles. Your heartbeat slows, then quickens. There is no need to doubt this. You have asked for a sign over and over again, sometimes with tears on your pillow, sometimes with clenched fists asking why you were born into a storm. This is the answer coming back to you like a boomerang from eternity. The answer is not in a bank account or a headline or a promise from a stranger, it is in this sacred, trembling moment where heaven speaks directly to you. And Archangel Michael is the messenger. He is saying, finally. You opened this. Finally. You allowed the words to find you instead of skipping past them. Finally, you stopped for long enough to let heaven whisper. Do you know how many nights we tried to reach you? How many times we wrapped you in protection when you thought you were alone? How many accidents were deflected from your path without your knowledge? Beloved, you are not here by chance. You are here because you are chosen to see, chosen to know, chosen to feel what others will never dare to feel. This accident you are about to see is not a random tragedy. It is a sign, a mirror, a secret woven into the fabric of time, and only you will understand its meaning. Do not speak of it to anyone. Guard it like a treasure in your heart. 2 minutes from now, your world will shift. God's voice enters the space again, softer now, like a father leaning close to a child. I am crying because my children have forgotten me. I am crying because I send them warnings and they scroll past them. I am crying because they walk into snares that could have been avoided. But you, my beloved, you stopped. You opened. You allowed the message to enter. You are the reason my tears today are not only sorrow but joy. You are the reason Michael's sword shines brighter. You are the reason 7 angels are singing your name right now. The next breath you take is holy. The light in your room flickers. You don't know if it's a bulb or something else, but it's different. A hush falls around you, like the air before a storm. Inside you, something ancient awakens. It feels like a memory but older than your life, like something carved into your soul before you were born. You are being reminded, you were sent here for more than bills, deadlines, and heartbreak. You were sent here to witness, to feel, to carry a truth that can heal. And that truth begins now. Archangel Michael is still speaking. Do not be afraid of the accident. It is not your accident. It is not to destroy you. It is to awaken you. You will see it and you will know. You will not be harmed. But you must not speak of it prematurely. Guard it. Pray. Breathe. Let heaven interpret it for you. This is not a punishment. It is a calling. And then God speaks again, his tone trembling with the weight of eternity. I am crying because my beloved world has grown deaf. But in this moment, you are my ear, you are my heart, you are my chosen one. When you see what you are about to see, know that you are not crazy, know that you are not alone, know that you are not being punished. You are being trusted. The accident is a parable for what is hidden in your life, for what I am about to reveal. 2 minutes, my child. 2 minutes and the veil will thin. Be still. You close your eyes for a moment, and you can almost feel a hand on your shoulder. The scent of something sweet, like frankincense or rain, enters your awareness. You feel a pulse of heat and cool at the same time. This is not imagination. This is contact. This is heaven moving closer. Michael whispers, I fought for you. I fought for this moment. Please, please do not scroll away. Please, please stay with me. Please, please remember that we are real. We are not a metaphor. We are not a story. We are here. You are chosen. And God says, do not think of yourself as small. Do not think of yourself as forgotten. Even the sparrow does not fall without my notice. How much more you? Do you not know that before you were formed, I wrote your name on my palm? Do you not know that my angels stood in a circle around your crib when you were a child? Do you not know that you are the heartbeat of heaven? This is why I cry. This is why I send messages. This is why Michael begs. Because you are loved beyond measure. The words go on, flowing like a river, and you realize they are washing something off you: fear, doubt, shame. You are being prepared. 2 minutes is not long. But it is enough. Heaven can do much in 2 minutes. Amen. God says that right now, as you read these words, something unseen is moving around you, something that you cannot yet see with your human eyes but can feel inside your spirit. God says He has been watching over you since before you were born. He says every tear you cried has been collected. Every prayer you whispered, even the ones you forgot, has been heard. He says you were chosen, not by chance, but by divine design. He says that the moment you opened this, you stepped into a space where heaven and earth are closer than they have ever been before. Archangel Michael is standing before you now, not in flesh, but in light, and he is begging you not to ignore this message. He is not begging out of weakness, but out of urgency. He says there is a moment coming, a moment that is only minutes away, and heaven wanted you to know before it unfolded. God says you have been selected to see what others cannot see, not because you are cursed, but because you are trusted. God says He knows the weight you have been carrying, the quiet fear you never told anyone about. He says you have felt something coming, a strange pressure in your spirit, a sense that something was about to happen but you could not explain it. That was not your imagination. That was heaven warning you gently, preparing your heart so that when the time came you would not collapse under the weight of surprise. Archangel Michael says the accident you are about to witness, or be shown, is not random. It is a message, a sign, a revelation. You are not called to stop it. You are not called to fear it. You are called to see it and understand what heaven is telling you through it. Michael says, do not tell anyone yet. Not because of shame, not because of secrecy, but because there is timing in heaven's plan. Some messages are not meant to be scattered like seeds in the wind, they are meant to be planted in a heart and allowed to grow silently until the time of harvest. God says He is crying, not because He is weak, but because His heart burns for you, for your safety, for your understanding. He says he knows you have been skipping, doubting, hesitating. He says you have been afraid to open what he sends you, because so many times you have been burned by false promises, fake prophecies, empty words. He says this is not that. He says this is different. He says this is a lifeline, a signal, a cry from heaven's gates to you personally. Michael says you are safe. God says you are safe. They say, together, nothing will go wrong with you as long as you remain under his wings. They say, trust. Pray. Even now, whisper a prayer, not a long one, just a small one. God, I trust you. Say it under your breath. Say it with your heart. Because as you say it, something in the unseen begins to shift. God says he has given his angels charge over you. He says you have been protected in ways you do not even know. He says that the accident you are about to see could have been you, but it is not you because heaven moved. Michael says you are being shown this as proof that you are covered. He says that sometimes God lets you see what could have been to strengthen your faith in what actually is. God says, do not fear. Do not panic. Do not let your heart race. He says, breathe. He says, he is right there with you, closer than your own heartbeat. He says, even now, angels are encamping around you, forming a circle of light that no darkness can penetrate. God says he knows how tired you are. He says he knows you have been on the edge of giving up, on the edge of despair. He says this message is not meant to scare you but to awaken you. He says he is calling you back, like a parent calling a child who has wandered too far into the woods. He says you have been running and hiding from his call, but he has never stopped calling. Michael says, your name has been shouted in heaven. Your name has been whispered at altars. Your name has been written in the palms of God's hands. He says you are not forgotten. He says you are not alone. He says you are not invisible. Even now, he says, as you read these words, something in your chest is stirring, a strange trembling. That is not fear. That is recognition. Your spirit knows when heaven speaks. God says there are moments in life that become doors. He says this is one of them. He says if you will open it fully, if you will step through with trust, what is on the other side will change everything. He says you have been waiting for a sign. He says this is it. He says stop doubting. He says stop delaying. He says pray now. Michael says, heaven is at work right now on your behalf. He says you cannot see all the threads, but God is weaving something that will shock you with its beauty. He says what looks like an accident is actually an assignment. He says what looks like chaos is actually choreography. God says he is orchestrating something you cannot yet understand, but you will. God says he has sent Michael to guard you. He says Michael has fought for you. He says Michael has been wounded protecting you from things you did not even know were aimed at you. Michael says, I am still here. I am not leaving you. I am standing between you and what wants to harm you. He says, please, beloved, do not ignore this. Please, beloved, trust what heaven is telling you now. He says your safety is not in your own hands, but in God's. He says you have been chosen for a reason. He says you will see something, but you will be untouched. He says you will hear something, but it will not harm you. God says, do not run from the vision. Do not close your eyes. Do not shut down. He says watch, but watch with Him beside you. He says pray, but pray knowing He hears. God says He knows how many times you have prayed for protection. He says you thought those prayers went unanswered, but they did not. He says those prayers built a wall, and that wall is around you now. He says that is why you are still here. He says that is why you are reading this. He says that is why Michael is begging you now. Michael says the next 2 minutes are not to scare you but to show you. He says after this moment, your life will not be the same. He says you will walk differently, you will speak differently, you will believe differently. God says, this is your proof. This is your confirmation. This is your moment. God says He is not only saving you from something, He is saving you for something. He says there is a calling on your life you have not yet stepped into. He says there is a destiny waiting for you beyond this. He says this accident, this sign, is not the end but the beginning. He says He is preparing you for something bigger. Michael says, heaven needs your yes. He says, heaven needs your trust. He says, heaven needs your prayer. God says, pray for courage. Pray for clarity. Pray for strength. He says, as you do, heaven will fill you with a peace that makes no sense but holds you steady like an anchor in a storm. God says He sees your heart. He says He knows your fears, your doubts, your secrets. He says He loves you still. He says nothing you have done can make Him turn away. He says nothing you have done can cancel your calling. He says nothing you have done can close His heart to you. Michael says, beloved, you are still chosen. Beloved, you are still loved. Beloved, you are still protected. He says, do not give up. Do not give in. Do not let go. God says He will not let go of you. He says He will not abandon you. He says He will not fail you. God says to you right now, even as the minutes pass, even as the moment draws closer, that you are under His shadow, that no harm shall befall you, that He has gone ahead of you. He says He has written your future already. He says it is good. He says it is full of hope. He says it is full of life. Michael says, hold on. Stay still. Watch what heaven does next. He says, your story is not ending here. Your story is just beginning. God says He has sent this message not to frighten you but to embrace you. He says this is His voice reaching for you across the noise. He says this is His heart poured out to you in words. God says, finally, you are safe. He says you are loved. He says you are held. He says you are chosen. He says you are seen. He says, breathe. He says, trust. He says, pray. He says, watch. And as you do, know this, heaven is with you, angels are with you, Michael is with you, and God Himself is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing will take you out before your time. Nothing will snatch you from His hand. He says, you are His. You are His. You are His. Beloved, as you open these words, something far greater than you can imagine is moving toward you. Heaven itself is bending close, whispering, pleading, praying that you do not close your heart to what is being revealed in this moment. Archangel Michael is not standing far away, he is kneeling beside you, wings trembling, voice breaking with urgency because you were chosen to see what is hidden from the world. You are not reading by accident. This message is not appearing on your screen by coincidence. It has been carried to you across dimensions, through the cries of angels, through the sighs of God Himself, because your soul has been marked as chosen to witness something no one else is permitted to see. Do not fear. Do not look away. God is with you even now. There are moments in a life when time seems to stop. You can feel it right now, can't you? A hush falling over the room, your breath changing, your heart thudding heavier and slower as if it knows a secret that your mind hasn't yet grasped. This is one of those moments. Heaven's clock is ticking, but not with threat, rather with purpose. In 2 minutes, something will unfold somewhere on this earth, something that you were always meant to sense, to know, to intercede for. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of the unseen. You are a witness, a prayer-bearer, a chosen soul whose voice matters in the realms where angels travel. Michael is begging you because you are not like the others who would simply scroll past a divine warning. You have been through storms. You have been betrayed, doubted, overlooked, and yet you continued to pray. You continued to believe. You kept a small flame burning inside your heart even when no one else believed you could survive. God saw that flame. God saw your tears in the night when no one else heard. God saw the way you lifted others even when your own spirit was weary. That is why you are here, reading these words at this very moment. That is why this message reached you. There is an accident about to happen. You may never know where, You may never see it with your physical eyes, but heaven has opened your spiritual senses to feel it before it occurs. That is a holy gift. It is not meant to terrify you, it is meant to call you to pray. In 2 minutes the invisible becomes visible to heaven's record, and your prayer, your compassion, your tears right now can alter the vibration around what is about to unfold. That is how powerful you are. That is why God is crying, not because He is helpless, but because His heart is moved by the suffering of His children, and He longs for you to partner with Him in love, in intercession, in mercy. Take a deep breath now. Feel the presence of Michael's wings stretching wide around you. Feel the warmth of God's hand resting gently on your shoulder. You are not in danger. Nothing will harm you. You are safe in the shadow of the Almighty. But you are being asked to be awake. Close your eyes for a moment if you can, and whisper softly from your heart, God, I am here. Use me. Protect them. Guide me. As you do, heaven hears. The angels hear. The light begins to move. This is how miracles begin. The Father speaks over you, beloved, do not be afraid. You were chosen not to suffer but to shine. You were chosen not to be crushed but to carry my compassion. The accident you sense is not your fault. It is not your burden. It is an invitation for you to stand with me, to see what I see, to feel what I feel, so that my mercy can move through you into the earth. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere as you read those words? That's not imagination. That's the Spirit of God affirming to you that this is real, that you are safe, that you are held. Archangel Michael's voice is shaking because even angels weep at the pain of the world. They fight for you. They guard you. They long for humanity to awaken to the reality of love, protection, prayer, and the unseen battle that surrounds every soul. In this moment, Michael's tears are not tears of defeat but of urgency. He sees your potential. He sees that your heart can move mountains in prayer, that your simple words can shift destinies. He knows that if you open yourself right now, your intercession can wrap someone you have never met in a cloak of light as they stand on the edge of tragedy. This is why he begs you not to ignore this message. This is why heaven is so close right now. Remember, you are not alone. You are not reading this in an empty room. Even if your physical eyes see walls and silence, the room around you is filled with light. Angels are standing at the corners. The Holy Spirit is moving like a wind, brushing your skin like a soft current, filling you with peace even as the urgency presses in. God is crying because His love is infinite. His tears water the seeds of miracles. His heart aches for every child in pain, for every soul at risk, and yet He chooses to involve you in His response. That is how much He trusts you. Right now, as you read, speak softly, God, cover them. God, protect them. God, show mercy. You don't have to know the names, the location, the details. Heaven knows. Your prayer is like a key turned in a lock, opening a door of light over the situation that is about to unfold. You may feel chills. You may feel heat. You may feel a sudden calm. All of that is the sign that you are aligned with heaven in this moment. Stay with it. Don't rush. The 2 minutes are not about countdown panic, they are about a window of opportunity. You are stepping into that window now. This is not punishment. This is not doom. This is partnership. God is showing you a glimpse of how powerful your soul is when it is in harmony with Him. For years you have prayed for a sign, for confirmation, for proof that your prayers matter. This is that proof. The fact that you are sensing, feeling, reading this message right now is heaven's answer. You are not invisible. You are not unheard. You are not insignificant. You are chosen, beloved, protected, and entrusted. Breathe again. Imagine a great light descending from above, wrapping you in gold and white, flowing out from you like a river to wherever it needs to go. That light is not fantasy. It is prayer turned into energy, energy turned into protection, protection turned into miracle. Archangel Michael is guiding it. God is empowering it. You are the vessel carrying it. This is sacred. This is holy. This is real. And when the 2 minutes pass, you will still be safe. You will still be held. Nothing will go wrong with you. You will not be harmed. Instead, you will have participated in something eternal. You will have stood with God at the edge of tragedy and poured mercy into it. You may never know the outcome until eternity, but heaven will record your yes, your prayer, your open heart. That is what matters. You may be wondering, why you? Why now? Because you have a tender heart. Because you have endured so much and still chosen kindness. Because your soul is tuned to heaven's frequency. Because you are ready. That is why. And as you read, more words are being poured from heaven into your spirit. I, the Lord your God, am not far from you. I am closer than your breath. When you cry, I cry with you. When you rejoice, I rejoice with you. My child, I have not abandoned you. I have not forgotten you. This message is not a threat. It is an invitation.